It is Thursday. It is Milton coming on shore. This is a big hurricane. It was huge. Started out as a Category 5. Got that big, rapid development because of the hot water, the warm water in the Gulf of Mexico. The temperatures were record high in many cases, about 88 degrees temperature. Water, to get a hurricane to form, you can't even have a hurricane unless the temperature of the water is at least 79 degrees. Below that, it's not happening. No tropical disturbances or no hurricanes, tropical storms. This had 88-degree water to work with, so boom, it went right to a Category 5 in like 10 hours. It just went boom. It exploded from nothing to huge. Came on shore, dropped down. It was down to a 3 quickly, then down to a 2, and then a Category 1 hurricane. But it covered, when it went across the peninsula of Florida, it covered a lot of urban area. There's a lot of cities, Orlando and Sarasota and so on, and Tampa Bay. And so you had a lot of people engaged in this. So that was a big one with 2 million people without power. The storm surge in Tampa Bay, not as bad as originally anticipated. But I think when all is said and done, this is a historic storm still. And we're fortunate. It came in south of Tampa Bay, so the storm surge wasn't being pushed up into Tampa Bay as aggressively. But you get the idea. I mean, this storm was big, and it's really in the aftermath. I think about this all the time, is how long it takes for information to come out. I'm kind of watching the news feeds this morning and and you would think with communications is tightly knit as we are now between social media and the networks and all this, but it takes forever. It just does. And I think a lot of it's because people are digging out, you're still saving lives. But we'll see how this all transpires and when all's said and done. But I would think that there's a long way to go with this. It's kind of like when Helene came on shore. Remember that? And it's like, boy, it's raining pretty hard in Florida, but we dodged the bullet of the storm surge. And then you go 100 miles to the north or 200 miles to the north, and the Carolinas just got, and we didn't really get in. That information really didn't become apparent or noticed in the media until many hours after the initial event. So it just takes a while for this stuff to get out. Here's what pretty much Central Florida looks like in many places today. I think one of the things I always think about is, well, obviously here's the damage. This looks like stuff from Helene. Remember how we were talking about the debris from a couple weeks ago, and Helene came on shore. They were still cleaning up, and so that stuff becomes battering rams, and when the water gets in there and starts sloshing around, it's ripping up against the buildings. But the other thing is, you think about the animals, think about reptiles, you think about rodents. When the water comes in like that, they all go to high ground, and high ground often could be your neighborhood. And so you get inundated. Like in the South, often they'll have like water moccasins and snakes and things come in that are not necessarily indigenous or organic to your neighborhood, which I think throws some people off. This is last night when it was kind of raging. That's a few feet of storm surge. It's not 10 feet or 12 feet of storm surge, but just depends where you are. So we'll see as we go through this evening and tomorrow and the next day. The information will slowly be coming out. But hurricane is now pretty much offshore on the eastern coast. It did make it across the peninsula as a hurricane. So, yeah. Okay, so let's just keep our thoughts with those folks out there. For us, we get this, right? This is why you live here. I mean, this is why it costs like $10,000 a week to rent your one bedroom. I mean, it's very expensive around here, but it's because the weather is awesome. We'll get into that someday, but California, there's a reason we're here. There's a reason you're here, because this place rocks. Year round, it is October, and these are the temperatures we're looking at. We do have our issues certainly with fires and stuff, and that is scary. And we're still in fire season, but this mild pattern is going to help that. So today, boom, nice. It depends when you watch this. You're probably like, yeah, Bill, I know this. It's tonight. But this is what happened today. I'm forecasting what happened today, but tonight you look back and go, that's, you know what I mean. So Santa Rosa, 84 degrees today. Napa, 77. San Rafael, 78. And then let's see what else I got. I think I got some more. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a nice day. Mid-60s to mid-80s again. And then we cool off as we go into the weekend. And then Saturday, I'll show it to you in the model. There's a chance for a sprinkle or two, which would be nice. But really, the main impact will be a little milder weather I'll show you the Saturday thing right here, and that's a lot of raindrops. I got fired up on the graphics, but it won't be like that at all. Maybe like those top 2 little drops. But the main thing I see with Saturday is it sort of opens the door down the road for Wednesday, and you'll see what I mean. There's a deeper trough comes in. So these storms have a tendency, right? It's like if you played football or anything like that, and you have a running back and you have a full back. Well, if I'm the halfback and I got a full back, I let you have somebody run in front of you. These lows run in front and block, right? So it's a horrible analogy. It's a good analogy. I just got my halfback and my fullback mixed up. Okay, so there's your forecast. Let's take a look at you're looking at the 5-day, but I'm going to click over and we're going to look at the satellite image. Love this image because you can see the clouds, and obviously you can see the clouds, but you see the shadows that the clouds are producing as the sun comes up. This a little while ago, and then you see the little cumulus, see the bubbliness of them. Those are let's say alto cumulus probably. This here is fog, and you can tell it's fog because the way it contours to the coastline. And this is running. See how this isn't impacted by topography, even the Sierra Nevada to some extent. I mean, it is impacted by the Sierra Nevada, but not getting caught up too much. It gets bogged up a little. But the point being, these are floating freely over the surface. And then this is not. This is being impacted. And look at these beautiful mare's tail, like a horse, tail cirrus clouds. Those are ice crystal clouds. So that's pretty high. So maybe those aren't altocumulus. Maybe those are cirro-Q. I don't know. Cirrus cumulus clouds. I don't know. But that's awesome. And oftentimes when you see cirrus clouds, I mentioned this last night and yesterday, but when you see those high wispy ice crystal clouds, which are up high enough that the water vapor freezes, that when you see those, it's usually an indication, or can be an indication, that further north there is a weather system. And in fact, further north, there is a weather system. So we'll talk about that. Let's take a look at this. This is the sunrise this morning. Let's see if I can pull this up. This is Mount Diablo. No, pardon me, looking at Mount Diablo from Mount Tam. There's the sun flare, and then Mount Diablo will come out behind the sun. Oh, isn't that awesome? Yeah, buddy. Beautiful day. A little bit of, there's the high cirrus clouds, right? You see the cirrus clouds? That's a mare's tail cirrus. And that is, I think that's alta cirrocumulus maybe. Yeah. Again, it's just and then here's a little bit of coastal fog trying to form. This is Sutro Tower looking towards Mount Tam, which was where we were just looking towards Diablo. Now we're looking north towards Mount Tam. A little bit of coastal fog, but very little. It's not a thing at all. Out in the avenues, Golden Gate Park. What can I see here? Oh, you see more of the cirrus clouds, right? So there is a weather system coming, and these are running free of the surface. The reason that the cirrus clouds are such a good indication, let's see what else I got here for you. Yeah, there's some more. This is from Mount Diablo. See those again? Those are an indication because they're up high, so they're not being influenced by the friction of the earth, of the friction of topography where we live, of the hills, of the mountains. So they're so high. So the jet stream up there is quicker, right? Because again, it's relatively friction free. And so the cirrus clouds run way hundreds of miles ahead of the storm, which is back there, or back, they run ahead. So when you see those, it doesn't always mean that, but and if I was an old-timey frontiersman, and I'm sure they did, they go, oh, something's coming. And in fact, something is coming. Oh, and we're going to look at it right now. So here's the Bay Area, right here. Here's the next system. So I'm going to toggle through till Saturday. You see where we are, and see that little tweak, right? This is vorticity, 500 millibar vorticity, about halfway up through the atmosphere, and it represents vertical and a little bit of vertical shear and or vorticity spin, right? It's counterclockwise spin, which is usually a vertical movement of air. And so you see here, right? That's a tweak. So that's Saturday. Is it going to rain? Could get a little sprinkle in there. But the main thing is it opens the door for, ooh, look who's back there. Look at that, right? I mean, that's the real deal. Now, it's all fantasy land this far out, but these models are getting better every year, man. So this is around the 17th, so Tuesday, Wednesday-ish, and that's pretty juicy. So let's go back to this. Okay, see this is kind of right now. See those clouds, that green? That's the cirrus clouds coming up ahead of it. The green just representing it's relatively stable air, but would represent this. Well, no, that doesn't really do a good job. I'm just trying to point out that there's the storm Saturday to the north of us, but the clouds are running way ahead of it. I hope I did that right. And then here is this bad boy, and that's kind of on the 17th. And then if I go way out into crazy fantasy land, that's it. And then, by the way, when you look at this map, don't you just go, wow, the planet is amazing. These are air currents. Now that's a big ridge. This is way down the road, but we'll have to see what happens there. That doesn't seem really practical to me, like it could happen, but we'll see. Here's Ocean Beach. The camera's not moving, but that's fine. You got a little bit of swell. Traffic light as of the time of this photo. That's Ocean Beach. This is down around, where is this? Oh, this is San Diego. Yeah, they got fog down there. And then all my pictures are stopped up to there. That's fine. I'm good with it. And then this is Lindemar, down around, Pedro Point and Pacifica, and folks out enjoying the water. And then I think that's all I got. Yeah, that's just a new tab. So with that in mind, we are going to look at the weekend as a cooling period. We are going to continue to hope for showers on Saturday, and then we're going to continue to perhaps see a good chance of some rain towards the 17th, 18th of next week. So we'll see. Here's the 5-day forecast again. I hope you have a nice day. I'm actually going to be out of town. I've got a couple of days. I got like a week and a half off. So I'm going, I'm in town, but I'm not at work, and I'm probably not going to have time to do these things because I got a bunch of house stuff I'm doing. So if you don't see me for a while, just tell a friend. Maybe they could subscribe because that'd be cool. And we can keep these things going.